According to the Oxford Dictionary, a book is a written or printed work consisting of pages fixed along one side and bound in covers. And while this definition is not wrong, I believe that a book is so much more than just bound pages. It is a door to another world just waiting to be explored. However, this door wasn't built overnight. It is the result of a long and wonderful journey, which began the very day I read my first book. To be perfectly honest, I don't remember which is the first book I ever read, but I do know that I have liked reading since the time I became capable enough of reading a book on my own. Such was my passion for reading that on my 7th birthday, my parents gifted me a Kindle. At the time, I wasn't old enough to comprehend the enormity of the gift, but I was grateful nonetheless. Fast forward to 2020. Yes, the year I'm sure we all will remember for years to come as the era of COVID 19. How many of you felt trapped during the lockdown? Well, while most of you longed to go outside, I was perfectly content, staying at home, eating home cooked meals, and reading my way through the long vacation. Speaking of reading, I think one of the first books I read in 2020 was the Harry Potter series by J.K. Rowling. Looking back, it was an important milestone in my life, as it was the first novel that left an enduring impression on me. It helped me believe that there is so much more to books than just their story, be it the hero's bravery or the villain's charming personality. Each and every book has some takeaway or the other. One such takeaway got me thinking about the twists and turns life has in store for us. We face a crossroad of choices every day, every minute, without even realizing it. While on this crossroad, thoughts like, is this the right choice? What if this changes my future? They cloud our judgment, because of which we keep delaying the inevitable moment of making that choice. You know, running away from our choices is like a cat trying to run away from its own shadow. And the reason I say this is because it is just as pointless as avoiding your choices as trying to run away from your own shadow. At the end of the day, it will catch up with you eventually. This is something that Thalia realized while running away from monsters who were intent on killing her. Thalia Grace, a demigod and the daughter of Zeus, is a beloved character from the Percy Jackson series. Being a forbidden child, Thalia had been chased by monsters her entire life. Sick of being chased, she finally made the choice to stop running. She held her ground and faced the monsters to save her friends, ultimately leading to her own death. Reading about Thalia's sacrifice made me realize that everyone faces choices. Everyone, be it me or the hero of the book. Everyone has to make the right choice, no matter how dire the consequences. Thalia's choice is what defined her as a brave hero and a selfless friend for all the readers. As Dumbledore once said, it is our choices, Harry, that show what we are, far more than our abilities. Speaking of one of my favorite books, I'd like you all to think about the best book you have ever read and why is it so? Well, for some of you, it might be that rom-com you read on your relaxing vacation. For others, it might be that book on business tips which made you more effective with your tasks. Today, there is a book about literally everything, from fiction, fantasy, mystery, adventure, to psychology, habits, and technology. The list goes on and on. It doesn't matter what you're reading, as long as you're reading something. It will prove to be helpful someday. I myself started to think, if I'm reading, it will be helpful someday. Initially, my reading was confined to only and only books. But I soon realized that it isn't just books that I like to read. It is anything and everything, from newspapers, magazines, to that Wikipedia page for homework. Each and every bit brought me a little closer to the literary world. After a certain point, my memory began retaining read material far better than anything else. I like to travel a lot, and sometimes I try to recall the places I've visited. But despite my best efforts, I am never able to remember anything. But the same things, if I have read on the boards on the way or in the Google map, they are automatically retained by my memory, just like the daily dossier of news that I receive from the newspapers. How many people here read the newspaper regularly? Wow, that's great. I started reading the newspaper recently, and it is what I'm reading nowadays while having my meals. Often those bits of information cling on to my memory. For instance, that day, few people in my class were discussing some recent fraud case. Hearing them talk about it, I remembered that I too had read about the same in the newspaper. It felt good to be aware of the latest news and contribute to the conversation. Speaking of newspapers, I have become obsessed with solving the daily crossword. It is exciting to put my knowledge to the test and rack my brain for the right answer. And it has proven to be more than just a means of fun. I'm sure you all will agree when I say that crosswords enhance your speaking skills without having to take some English speaking course. They also improve your vocabulary. For instance, how many people here know the meaning of the word cruciverbalist? I didn't know about it recently until I started solving crosswords. By the way, the word cruciverbalist refers to a person who loves solving crossword puzzles. Now, I have talked a lot about reading this and reading that, but how exactly do you choose what to read? I've seen so many people read a book just because their friend liked it. But what they don't think about is that it's not necessary that you and your friend share similar reading interests. Your friend might like reading thriller books. You, on the other hand, might find yourself drawn towards autobiographies. Circling back to my original question, in order to choose what you read, it is of utmost importance to realize your intention in life. I, for one, find myself drawn towards fiction books as they help me believe that I don't always have to do things the conventional way. I am the ruler of my own world, where things run my way. In this world of mine, books offer a sense of comfort that no one else can. From its illustrative cover, the depth that resonates within the words, the smell of the freshly printed pages, to the promise of a memorable adventure just waiting to be started. So in this fast-moving world, full of chaos, pause for a moment and choose your escape door to a reality where time stands still and imagination runs wild, a reality where anything and everything is possible. I urge you all to realize that you are the creator of your own world. So flip a page and open a door to a brand new chapter where you create your world your way. Thank you.